First, you want to start by placing the topper on the head. Look for the thicker material on the very edge of the topper. Avoid pinning into the lace front section. Go ahead and put about 4 pins. If you feel like you need more, that's okay. I am focusing on the corners where the material is a bit thicker. Here you can see I'm getting pretty close to the edge, but not right on the edge. After that, go ahead and spray in your leave-in conditioning spray. Brush it thoroughly through. Always avoid getting the spray on the cap and knot area. From here, you want to set your part. Make sure it's straight and in the position you like. If for some reason after it dries, it does not look quite right, you can always spray it with some more water and reset the part. I check that before setting the curls. So I'm just brushing it in place. I'm directing the hair to be off the face as the hair tends to fall forward while it's dry. I then go ahead and position the head to sit back a bit. I'm preparing this to air dry for a while. You only need about 20% dampness to truly blow dry and set the hair in place. Air drying is totally optional. From here, I'm going to get the remaining water out. If you chose to skip the air dry, you can do this same step. It will just take longer. So basically what I'm doing is just going through and blowing the air through the overall piece to help speed up the air drying before we're actually going to start smoothing with a brush. So I'm just going section by section and working my fingers through and making sure that the air is flowing thoroughly through the piece. After you get it fairly dry, we're going to go ahead and start with sectioning the hair. Since it's a topper and doesn't have a whole lot of hair, we're just going to do 2 sections horizontally. It doesn't matter what kind of clip you use as long as it's something that you're comfortable using. You can use a comb, as here you'll see I'm using the clip itself to part off the section. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect, just in a horizontal manner. That way you don't get too lost in what's going on here. Using a vent brush and the nozzle on the blow dryer, smooth the hair with the nozzle following. And we're just going to go section by section so that we can get that cap area dry as well and smooth the hair downwards. This will take quite a while, a few minutes here. I covered a good amount of what I'm doing so you can kind of see the hand motions while transitioning from section to section. After you've made sure that the cap root area is dry, you can go ahead and drop down the next section to get that area smoothed out and dry as well. When you get to the front top section, you want to brush the hair to go backwards to help set the knots to dry in that position, as the hair tends to want to fall forward. So here you can see I'm going through and taking section by section, blowing it backwards. And you can focus on the very front to be blown dry back even more so if you'd like. Now I am applying heat protectant spray. I'm picking up the hair and spraying it thoroughly through to make sure I get a good application, but at the same time, don't want to go too heavy. And then go ahead and brush the heat protectant through to make sure it's even. Now I'm going to go ahead again, parting horizontally and parting the topper in 2 sections. Starting in the back, middle section is where I'll start the curls and work towards the front. I'm going to go ahead and start the curls. As you can see, I'm at a low-medium heat. You can turn it up just a bit if it's helpful, but I believe this is 340 degrees on this flat iron. And kind of like dragging scissors through a ribbon, gonna twirl the flat iron to get that nice spiraled loose curl. The less you twist it, the less more of a ribbon-like form it will come out, so a little bit more relaxed. This can take some practice, so don't be too hard on yourself, but I'm going through the whole piece for the most part in this video, so you can kind of see how each one comes a little different each time I kind of twirl it around. As you can see, I probably started a little too late on twisting it, and so I'm having to kind of redo it. So again, it's all about kind of that twisting, dragging motion, and you'll see that I'll grab at the ends sometimes to touch up the ends. You don't necessarily always have to go through the whole curl again to touch it up. Sometimes you just need to put a bend in this section of that curl that you want it to be placed to have a little bit more curl. Now I'm going to go ahead and start the other side, and I'm curling to turn in towards the middle section in the back. And this will take some time, just letting you have time to watch it and work at the same time. So I know I work faster, but helps not having to stop and pause as frequently. Okay, so I'm just touching up a few pieces in the bottom section of the curl. Now I'm going to bring down the top section, making sure my part is still in position as it should fall in that place. Again, starting from the back middle section, grabbing my pieces. I don't think I mentioned the size of them. Here you can see them, but they're about 1 inch in width. You can always make them smaller, or I wouldn't get them much bigger in the sections there. Again, just doing that twisting motion, touching up the ends if I feel need be. And you can see that the top section will go a little faster as it isn't as big. I'm getting to the last sections in front. I decided that I was going to split those two so the section wasn't too big. And now that I'm finished, I can go ahead and brush the waves out to loosen them up and make them flow. And there she is. That's about it.